Your main man, E-Vapors, back with another live. Cartalktv Network, you already know how we get it, man. Your main man, E-Vapors, Car Show Rail. This is a weeknight live that we doing, man. Weeknight live show that we doing. Y'all know we normally rock on Sundays, 5 p.m. But this is a special weeknight show that we doing, man. We always like to spread love, motivation, and positivity, man. Y'all know the motto for Cartalktv, man. MCM, not Man Crush Monday, man. Motivation, cause, and money, man. So Cartalktv, man, when we out here doing our thing, we're not always gonna have technical talk, man. You know, talking about horsepower and leaders and all that good stuff, man. We like that stuff too, man. But we like to know what's going on behind the scenes, man. You know, how do people get to where they are, you know, and what are some of the things that people that are in the car world want to share with other people, or what motivational people are out here that want to share motivation, you know what I'm saying? Because life is way bigger than the car. When you see the car, that's the tip of the iceberg, man. How did that brother or that sister, how did they get to where they are? There's always a compelling story behind every successful person. And on Cartalktv, man, that's one of our missions, one of our goals, man, to highlight the story behind the story. It's one thing we see you on the track, going down the track, right? But how did you get there? You know what I'm saying? What part of your life you want to share with the masses, man? Because we're all here to inspire other people, and your success can reach people that I can't reach. My success can reach people that you can't reach. It's people in your family that need to hear a story from me. It's people in my family that need to hear a story from you because they won't listen to me. You understand? And Cartalktv, man, that's we always on a positive tip, man. You know, it ain't about us. You know, it's about who are we inspiring, man. What's the next generation? You know, what other adults can we inspire? You know what I'm saying? What can we learn from other adults? How can we make some money together? What's going on, Kasho Real?
Big dog, eat vapors. What's good, fam?
Hey man, everything's everything, man. Another good day in the hood, man, here in North Carolina. You know,
Yeah.
loving life, man. You know, anytime Cartalktv on the scene, you already know what it is.
Look, man, I didn't want to interrupt what you was just saying, man. You was preaching, man. You was preaching. Go ahead, go ahead. Keep that sermon going, brother.
Yeah. So you know, every time you see a car go down the track, or every time you see a car pull up at a Cars and Coffee, man, there's a much bigger story than what you're seeing for a lot of those people. And there's a lot of interesting people out here. And a lot of times people get discouraged because they aren't where the next man is beside them, and they feel like they're behind because their peer group, you know, may have this car. Their peer group may live in this neighborhood. Their peer group may be in this career path, and they get down on themselves. So I think it's encouraging for people to hear everybody's journey, and they'll say, you know what? Oh man, I'm not behind. You mean my man was working 10 years in the corporate world? Oh man, my man got fired. My man got laid off. He started his own business.
Bingo.
That's how he's doing it. Oh man, he had a repossession. Oh shoot, man, he bounced back. I can bounce back too. So it's important to share stories, man, to be transparent. Like we don't have to come on here and pretend that everybody's rich. Everybody can't be rich, right? Everybody can't be balling that you see on social media, right?
No,
Can we, they not, right?
no,
So it
no.
looks like it. So I like to help the people that are discouraged because they're doing the right thing. They're paying their bills on time. They're not taking their mortgage money to go out and buy a car that they can't afford and pretend. And you never see where they live. You only see the car going up and down the street at the drag strip because they live well beyond their means. You know, they don't have a home. They're living in an apartment, or they still live with their mama, but yet they got $100,000 car. And it's embarrassing when you find out the whole story because they're pretending to be something that they're not. And I think it's okay to say, you know what, man, I've been pretending. Let me start over today and stop pretending. Let me listen to some OGs out here that can help me stop pretending. That can help me stop living paycheck to pay for a car that now I've gained more enemies than supporters because I have this really nice car.
Mm.
You
Mm.
was looking for supporters and you gained more enemies because you went out and got something that you couldn't afford, that they can't afford either. And now you got more people mad at you Was it worth it? Pretending?
Man, I call it overextending your budget, man. Overextending your budget. I mean, I'm sure we all been there. You know,
Yes.
I've been there myself.
Yes.
With my truck. Yeah, it made a whole lot of noise. I definitely made a whole lot of enemies. But
Yeah.
man, my whole check was going towards a vehicle. I probably could have had my own place. I was living with my mom's, and yeah, I look good on the outside, but you know what, laying my head, holding my mom's, paying a couple hundred for rent. I was balling out of control. I was fresh to
Yeah.
death, had money in my pocket. The whole check was going towards the car though, man. And I think I mean I can only speak for me, but you know I learned that at a younger age. Like, man, look, is that how I want to continue everything going forward? Do I want to continue to live like that,
Yeah.
or you know, do I want to, you know, maybe take a pause, reset, then come back to the drawing board, you know, with a more complete scenario, complete, you know, whole situation.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't really fault anybody who might be living like that. Because again, I mean, everybody look at life different. I mean, I'm sure it's people that might be having apartments and they don't want to park their car at the apartment complex. They might not have a garage. Maybe they got to pay for public storage and parking $100,000 bill at a public storage facility.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be that they don't know, you know, that they don't know about investing, or oh, maybe I could buy a house, save up, buy a house, have a garage or have a private driveway, fenced in or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, take a little step back to have that, you know, that full picture. But I mean, with me, I'm completely different, bro, than everybody else. I don't fault anybody for how they doing it, but if it's another way to do it and it works better for your scenario, and you know, having a house, look, you building up that equity when you sell it. You know, you can possibly get the equity back.
Yeah.
There can be more bread in your pocket. You ain't getting nothing from the public, the storage facility. I mean, if you got a business, maybe you can write that off. Um, but man, I've been learning new techniques every day, bro. New
Yeah.
techniques, new ways of looking at life, looking at business, how to save money, how to spend money in different directions. And you know, the conversations that me and you have it's on that same wavelength. But you know, our goal, like we try to do, man, is open up people mindset towards, you know, different things that you can maybe invest in, different things that you maybe to look at life. And you know, we both are testaments of it. We both are testaments of, you know, used to doing things a certain way from our environment of how we grew up, to making that switch and doing things different. And you know, our goal is to also bring people on the channel who you know, made that switch as well. We had people who, you know, came from humble beginnings. We had people who was in the streets,
Yeah.
heavy in the streets,
Yeah.
who did heavy time
Yeah.
and bounced back and doing crazy phenomenal things. So, you know, that's the whole goal of Cartalktv, man. That's just me adding my little 2 cents to the convo.
Yes. No, I think it's inspiring, man. Like you said, some of the people we've had on here, some of our recent guests, Bruce F. Wayne, and you know, my brother from the Donk Universe, you know, they spoke on, man, how they done time, you know, how they was on lockdown, you know what I'm saying? And how now they're both successful entrepreneurs. So it's like, man, if they can start from zero with, you know, two strikes against them, why can't you? You know, and we've had people come on here that's, you know, from the streets, you know what I'm saying, from the gutter, from poverty, from single parent homes, and they made it.
Yep.
And even talking about myself and talking about you, you know, we made it, man. We made it because our moms raised us, you
Yep.
know, in the city, inner city life, you know what I'm saying? And we made it out of those situations. So it's not for me to make it and to have nice things and to just show you what I got. If I show you what I have, it's only to inspire you. You know what I'm saying? I know, bro, when I first seen, you know, your story, man, with the Bentleys, and I found out you was on your third Bentley, and you wasn't saying it in a showy way. You were documenting your life, saying, "Man, I struck out as an entrepreneur, got a Bentley, and something bad happened.
Yep.
Then bad happened again. I'm at a crossroad. Do I quit? Is this a sign saying don't buy another Bentley? Don't become an entrepreneur? Or is this when I, get 10 toes down and make a stand?" And you did. You made a stand and you got the third Bentley, you know what I mean? And the rest is history. And that's all coming from you actually having a great job in the corporate world, paying money. Great job paying money in the corporate world.
No
So,
risk,
you know,
bro. I ain't gonna say a dream job, but the job is so easy compared to when I was working at the bank at corporate America. Like I was making more money than what I was working at the bank. The job was super easy. It was no stress, bro. No stress. No stress at all. And I took a risk.
bro, I was literally telling someone the other day, one of my former coworkers, I resigned, literally walked away from $100,000 job on a laptop during the pandemic, working from home.
Working from home.
I walked away from it. You know what I'm saying? I put a 2 week notice in because I was miserable. I was depressed, man. I hated opening that laptop, man. You know what I'm saying? And your health and your family should always come first. You know what I'm saying? So I put my 2 week notice in and haven't looked back. So now it's like, yo, it's time for me to bet on me.
Yeah.
I'm I'm in the same house.
Yeah.
Um, I bought my first car without a job, the Tesla, 2021 Tesla. I bought that without a job. You know what I'm saying? So that means other things were in place. And literally the 2021 Tesla was paid off in like less than 6 months with no job. You know what I'm saying? And then I bought the 2022 C8 without a job.
Mm-hmm.
That means other things are in place. So I want to encourage somebody, man, to say, hey, that job you own right now, and you're miserable and you're depressed, you gotta get your grind on, you gotta do your research, and you gotta put other things in place, other things in motion that
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
literally bring in money every month to help you transition from that job that you just can't stand. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you need that to get pushed out. And I believe for a fact that God like had me get irritated on that job.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because it was meant for me to be out here with 24 hours a day free of my own time.
Absolutely.
It was meant
One
for me
thousand percent, bro.
bro, it was meant for me to meet you, man, and for us to form together like Voltron and form Car Talk TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there are some business opportunities that I'm involved with in the electric vehicle space. It's a direct result of an interview that we did on Car Talk TV.
He's dropping a little bit of gems here.
Yeah. So
Sprinkle a
so
little
yeah,
bit.
I'm sprinkling a little bit because we're getting a little bit more public with some stuff, man. So yeah. So yeah, we'll talk about that offline a little bit more,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. So y'all already know. I know I was the hybrid king when I had the i8, right? I did that first, publicly, what I'm saying, pushing the i8, the hybrid platform, plugging your car, plugging the i8 up and using all electric mode and all that. Did that before anybody made it popular, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, you know what? The future is going to be hybrid. The future is going to be all electric. Then boom, we made the switch to full electric with the Tesla. Before the gas prices, this wasn't a reactionary thing. This was not reactionary. It was, you know what? I'm gonna get this Tesla, man. I see what's going on here. This the future,
Yeah.
you know.
Calculated.
And
You very strategic, and you like me. You calculate all your moves. All your moves.
most definitely, man. Most definitely, man. It's always calculated. So with that being said, man, now as an entrepreneur in the electric vehicle space, I'll just leave it like that. The future is already here. The future is already here. Like so, when you do stuff first and early, and then you help educate other people, and then they learn it, that means they're getting it early, and they won't have to wait to position themselves to possibly buy EV. You know what I'm saying? We know what the EV prices are right now. So obviously I'm saying when you're in a position to buy one, you know, in your price range. But at least you'll know now, maybe that's something I want to do. Maybe that's something I want to put money toward. Maybe that's something I want to put money to the side. You know, maybe I want to work some extra hours and, you know, get an EV, you know, or if you're a homeowner, maybe you say, you know what, man, I'm looking into getting solar panels. You know, what tax breaks do you get? What tax benefits do you get? I know here in North Carolina, when you buy EV, you get a $10,000 tax credit. You get a $10,000 tax credit when you buy an EV here in North Carolina. You understand what I'm saying? So this is knowledge that a lot of people probably don't hear a lot. You a homeowner sitting at home, and they got some programs where they'll pay for the solar panels or pay some of the money for the solar panels. And next thing you know, you don't have an electric bill. The electric company is paying you. So think, if you have an electric car with solar panels and the electric company is sending you money you're riding around for free. But if no one introduces you to it, you can't look into it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like credit, how to build your credit. If no one introduces you to how to build your credit or how to do a budget, then you can find yourself in that same cycle of watching media take out the shade room, TMZ, you know, just feeding yourself with a bunch of fights on Instagram, just feeding yourself with a bunch of negativity and gossip, and you never fill your mind with anything that's going to move you forward. That doesn't have to be the case, man. I'm not saying the only thing you need to listen to is positive. I'm not saying you can't watch a horror movie. You can't watch a gangster flick. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying if there's a pie chart, 100% pie chart, what percent is positive, what percent is negative, what percent is building, what percent is tearing down on your pie?
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, yeah,
Good way to put it. Because my mindset is everything. The mind
yeah,
food, stuff you
yeah,
take in, that definitely affects you know, how you go about in life.
yeah. Your mindset. What are you feeding yourself? So if you, I used to have a commute when I was working a couple years ago. I was driving from here to Durham every morning at 4:30 in the morning. Driving an hour, 4:30 every morning to Durham. You know what I'm saying, to make sure I'm feeding my family right after I retired from the military. And I used to use that time listening to podcasts. Yeah, I would rock out sometimes, you know what I'm saying, listening to my favorite artists or whatever. But a lot of times I was listening to financial shows. How do you budget your money? You know what I'm saying? What are the current tax laws in my state and how can I take advantage of current tax laws in my state? You know, how much money, you know, can I donate and get something back on my taxes? You know what I'm saying? How can I increase my credit score? How can I leverage my personal credit? You know, what is business credit? You know, all these things are free right now on YouTube and on your podcast. You can just download all these different financial podcasts and learn for free a lot of different things, man, that'll move you and your family forward, man. Like for example, Rev, when the Amazon split was approaching. So what is the Amazon split? So I believe Amazon, the stock was, I know it was over $2,000.
Yeah,
Maybe it was,
like 2,300.
yeah. So let's say Amazon stock was $2,300 for one share. That means you would need $2,300 to buy one share. And if it went up to 2,301, that means you made $1. Everybody doesn't have $2,300 to buy a share of Amazon. Do we believe Amazon is a solid, reputable company that's probably going to be around for a long time? I do. I don't think you need to be a financial expert to say Amazon's track record is pretty good. Amazon is in everybody's house. So there was an Amazon stock split. So they split the stock. We can get into why companies do that, to raise capital, to give people opportunities to buy the stock, a lot of different reasons. So now Amazon stock is around $109 per share. That's your opportunity. That's my opportunity. That's our opportunity to have multiple shares of a major corporation. Might be the most major corporation.
Yeah,
So,
definitely one of the biggest in America.
yeah, Amazon might be the biggest and most touched. You know, I used to go to the store all the time, man. If I need razor blades to shave my bald head, I go to Amazon and buy them. I don't even go to the store. You understand? So Amazon is huge. So with it being $109, that's your opportunity to get involved. Well, man, I don't have $109. I'm glad you said that, sir or ma'am. You can now buy partial stock. You can now buy partial stock. So you can go and buy $5 worth every week, $5 every Friday. Next thing you know, you got a share. As the price continues to go up or down. So there is no excuses. A few years ago, I went in my closet and found shoes that I was not wearing. I sold probably like $2,000 in shoes, man, right out of my closet that I wasn't wearing. Some I had wore, some was brand new in the box. I sold them joints, and I used that money to invest in myself. You know what I'm saying? And the other day, I went in my garage, man. There were several things in my garage. We have a neighborhood Facebook page where you can post stuff for sale. Man, I posted some things on there, man, and made some money just like that. That money can't stuff laying around in the house. So I don't make excuses. I go figure out what I need to do to bring some capital in so I can go and invest in myself or purchase, Amazon stock or some other stock that has a great potential. Now, this is not professional financial advice. Let me go ahead and tell y'all that. You know what I'm saying? This is us as friends talking about, what's going on right now and just saying, hey, this is something that I'm doing. This is something that a lot of people are doing.
Educational purposes only.
Yeah, this is for educational purposes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not your financial advisor, so I don't want you to be like, E-Vapor said do it. Now, E-Vapor said he did it, and a lot of people are doing it. You know what I'm saying? And it's legitimate to go and buy stocks in any company. But any company can go belly up tomorrow. So don't buy anything that you can't afford. Forget the stock. Don't buy cars, don't buy clothes, don't buy shoes, don't buy cologne. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna put you in a bad spot if you don't gain a return on it.
Yeah, that's it's kind of been my strategy as well. I kind of been probably for about the last 6 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
My strategy turned into buying more ETFs. So
Mm.
like I'm huge on Vanguard, and what an ETF is like a stock that you can invest in that they might have the top 10 best performing companies in the whole America in that particular stock. So I've been rocking with Vanguard, man. So that's where a lot of my stocks, pretty much portfolio has been going for the past 6 months. I kind of slowed down a little bit because
Mm-hmm.
still starting to see that dip, and they
Yeah,
always say buy the dip. As soon as you buy the dip, what happens? It goes even
it
lower.
it goes some more.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, let me slow down just a little bit, and still buy obviously, but I'm not buying as much. I'm trying my best to see if I can time it, but no matter if it's up and down, you gotta still buy, bro.
Yeah.
Gotta still buy.
And again, we're talking about, I like to say shoe money, because I like shoes, you know what I'm saying? So we're talking about money that you was not going to get a return on anyway.
Yeah,
When you go to Chick-fil-A, Burger King, McDonald's, Panera Bread, Starbucks, you don't get any of that money back. So I'm just saying, use some of your expendable cash, some of your little side money, and buy some stock. That's all I'm saying. Day trading, man, that ain't my thing. Kudo.
yeah,
Keep it.
not me either. I
Yeah,
haven't.
that's my thing, brother. I mean, I would just say anything that you do, don't use any money that you can't afford to never see again.
Yeah, bet the money that you willing to lose.
Yeah, anything, and I'm speaking. This is life, period. Like, not even just buying Amazon stock or buying ETFs or doing day trading. I mean, that's a whole skill set that I would seek professional guidance on. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely seek professional guidance on that, man. But we're multifaceted, right? As people, right? So we're not just car enthusiasts. We're family people, you know what I'm saying? We out here in the workforce, we're community minded, community involved. So we're much larger than just the car you see us driving, you know what I'm saying? And
That's the outcome. That's the outcome of the work.
that's the outcome of the work. That's the outcome of the work.
That's
You know,
what you did last.
that's the icing on the cake. That's the icing. Like you see me somewhere in the Drop Talk C8, or you see me out in the Tesla somewhere, that ain't the beginning of the story. That's not the beginning. That man, I done had my neck in the mud. You understand? So you just seeing me climbed out of the mud, washed off, cleaned up a little bit. You'd have saw me some years ago. I was at the bus stop. I was a big time dreamer because that's all I had was my dreams and my vision. I'm still a dreamer now, but I got some of my car, like I've already had some dream cars. So it's almost like I don't even really say dream car no more. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what car do you like now? What
Right.
what car is that you
What's
would like
next?
to get next?
What's next on the list? Yeah.
Because I don't have to dream anymore because I know how to get some of those things that were dreams when I was a younger man, or when I was a man that my credit was messed up and I didn't understand business and I didn't understand budget. I didn't understand saving money. I didn't understand sit your behind down at home and stack up and stop comparing yourself to other people. I didn't understand that. So now that I understand it, it's like, okay, we've had this conversation. I can have a Lambo right now.
Yep.
You could
Yep.
have a Lambo right now. So it's like once you know you can do certain things, it's like, oh, no, I don't want to, because if I do that, that's gonna take away from here. Now is not the right time to put that type of money into a vehicle.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't do it. But it's good to know, like, man, I know I could go get the Lambo.
Yeah. The proper planning, man.
Yeah, and at the right time, we
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Oh, we definitely. Oh, oh, oh.
We gonna
And
we
when
gonna
we
do
do
it.
it, it's
But
gonna be
look,
magnificent.
but
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 tell them like, look, we've been planning this for the past 3-4 years.
bro, we done had these backline conversations, man, looking at numbers and looking at the different ways to obtain these cars, whether it's through purchase, through lease, or through your business, personal, social, or all these different ways, man. Like, we know all the different ways to get them, to flip them,
Yep.
or to keep them. It's just, when is the right time to do it? And for me and my family, today is not the right time. I'm having so much fun with my C8. I'm having so much fun with Tesla, and I'm having so much fun being able to structure my family financially for a bigger goal than just a car right now. I mentioned earlier about the EV business and all that. I'm like, I'm positioning myself to for the next entrepreneurial idea that I'm involved with.
Yeah.
A Lambo doesn't position me there. The Lambo would take away from that.
Yeah.
The Lambo would take away from the things that I'm trying to do in the entrepreneur space, in the EV space. And we need that capital for business right now.
Big facts.
Now, when that
Big,
business grows, we can go get whatever we want.
yeah. And we both know when it's gonna be the right time. We both know when it's gonna be the right time.
You already know, because I'm going to holler at you. I might have to come up there and get it from your spot.
Oh, look, either way, you gonna be there when I cop mine, vice versa. Like, come
Got to
on, man.
be there. I'm either gonna be up there where you at, or it's a spot in Charlotte, or we gonna be down in Miami somewhere. You know what I'm saying? One of the two, one of them three places. We're gonna be in Charlotte, Miami, or where you at.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's gonna happen, man. Dreams can become a reality with information and with putting a plan in place and working that plan. Again, you can watch the gossip shows. I watch Wendy Williams during I know she's not in right now, she's been out for a while. But Wendy Williams be on the TV sometimes, man. I check her out. You know what I'm saying? What the gossip going on. But man, that's a small percentage of my day and time that I spend dealing with that. A lot of my day I'm on the internet dropping reels on Instagram, Facebook, dropping shorts on YouTube. Why? Because those things pay money to me every month. I'm researching, I'm reading, I'm in meetings. I have I do video work. So, I get flown out to places, man, to do video work. My time is occupied with positive things, man, building people, learning from OGs, learning from the young cats, what's going on right now that the young folk know about that I don't know about. Don't never get to a place where you can't learn from somebody younger than you. Don't do that. Don't beat up all the young folk and say, man, this new generation, man, they don't know nothing. That's a lie. They know what's going on right now.
Big facts.
Before you.
Yeah, before us.
I don't care whether it's music or the latest trend, the latest positive trend, the latest negative trend. I'm not in the high school or on college campus. What's the dumb stuff they doing right now that I need to know about? You know what I'm saying? Tell me. I got family members, I got kids coming up. You know what I'm saying? We want to be informed. So I never turn a deaf ear to somebody younger than me trying to tell me something or show me something.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, man. Hold on, somebody asked me something about an e-bike. What is that? Got them e-bikes. Hold on. Hey, send me an inbox. I was at the track and rest in peace, man, to one of my homies, man, my brother named Corey, man. My brother Corey passed away on the 25th of June, man. And literally probably maybe 3 weeks ago, man, we was at the track. I was talking to him, talking to his nephew, man. I love to put the kids in my car, man. So, his nephew was in my car, man. I'm like, man, get in there. Take some pictures. I was like, man, give me your phone. So I'm taking pictures of him, you know what I'm saying? So he could have them. I'm like, bro, you can take whatever you want to do, man. You can take pictures, man. So they had these e-scooters. And I was like, man, I need to get me one, man, for the track day to kind of scoot around the track a little bit. To kind of save your energy a little bit, man. And but me and Corey talked, man, for about a good hour and some change, bro. And he posted the video of my race on his channel, on his Instagram page. He was just always a huge supporter of me, man. When I found out that he passed, I'm like, dang, I was just with bro at the track, man. You know what I'm saying? Kind of hit me like a brick, and it made me realize that night I came home from the track. I said, man, just coming home is a blessing.
Yeah.
Just coming home. I ain't talking about coming home to a mansion, coming home to this and that. I'm talking about you come through your doors in one piece. Blessing. But my man didn't come home on the 25th. You understand? And we got brothers and sisters locked up, man. They some of them ain't never coming home. So just coming home is a blessing. So when you get down on yourself, you feel like your money funny. Did you make it home safe? Count it as a blessing. There you go. That's a start. Start right there. I made it home safe. I'm alive right now. I got another opportunity to get better, to learn something new. You know what I'm saying? To sow into somebody, to learn from somebody. And the more you sow, the more you give. And I ain't just talking about money. I'm talking about your time, your positive energy and attention. It's going to come back. You treating these young folk kind. You pouring into these young folk. I guarantee you, man, some of you need is gonna come from somebody from way from left field. That promotion you're looking for is gonna happen because you're pouring into somebody. You might be pouring into a young person and they daddy owned the company you work at. You didn't even know. You was at the gas station and the young man liked your car and you talked to him and he followed you on Instagram. Now you found out the boy daddy owned the company you work at. You never know. You never know. And on that same note, you never know who you're talking to because you might have a negative interaction with somebody. You might talk down to somebody and you find out that the person you're talking down to is connected to your boss or your source or a place that you're trying to get into or a place you're trying to get to. Why you say that, Vapors? Man, you got to treat everybody the same, man. I treat everybody the same from the CEO to the janitor. I shouldn't even know who the janitor is unless he got the uniform on. I shouldn't even know by the way people are treating. No, I shouldn't even know who the janitor is and who the CEO is by the way they treat it. I should know because everybody should be treating the janitor the same as the CEO. We got to change that mentality. We got to stop treating celebrities better than we treat our cousins. We got to stop doing that, man. We'll defend our favorite music artist that let's say get locked up. We'll defend him or her on social media, but won't defend our brother that we actually know. We got to do better, y'all. And that's kind of why we're having this little conversation here, man. We're gonna help each other become better financially, spiritually, mentally, become better in, like I said, in the financial space, elevate the cars that we driving, elevate the places that we're living, elevate in everything that we're doing, man. Just become better every year. How we treat each other, become better. It ain't the most popular thing in the world to talk about, but I'm not running for Mr. Popular. You know, my platform is not dependent upon how many people like, comment, and share. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like
Yeah.
some people, that's their only source of income. So they're restricted into what they can say. So if negative energy brings them money, all they're going to produce is negative content on their social media. But we was already made before we cut the camera on. We cut the camera on to let people into our life. We didn't cut the camera on for a sole source of income. We appreciate every dime that comes in from YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Appreciate all of it. But if you cut all of them off tonight, the real sources are there in the real world.
Yeah.
The C8 still gonna be here. The Tesla still gonna be here. The house on the golf course still gonna be here. My mini Adidas discount jumpsuits, it's still gonna be here.
Yeah, you gotta have like 100 jumpsuits, bro. I know you got like a
Man, when I tell you, I don't know what it is about Adidas, man, and they ain't sending me a dime, y'all. Let me tell you, they have not sent me a dime. Only thing they've sent me is some emails that say 30% off, 40% off, 50%. You know, I like the way they feel. I like the way they look, man. It's just something about hey, look, when I zip, you know how the superheroes put the costume on, bro. When I feel like Black Panther or somebody.
yeah, yeah,
That's just my swag, man. I just and I'm not talking about Gucci. Ain't nothing wrong with y'all like designer labels and all that, man. I ain't mad with none of that stuff, man. I got a few pieces here and there, but man, give me an Adidas suit, man. Give me just some regular stuff, man. I'm cool, man. You make your clothes. The clothes don't. You could be if you're a buster, you can be dripped and draped in Gucci, Versace, all of them. You still a buster.
Hey, about 5 years ago, when the designer wave, 6 years ago, when the designer wave like really got popular, especially with belts, it was
Yeah.
a going around. It was a picture of a corn, and he had on the Gucci belt with the designer shoes and the designer shades. You don't remember that, man? That was crazy. And that same thing as you're saying, like, yo, the clothes don't make you.
They don't. They don't. Hey, look, Rich, everything. So who's sending me an e-bike? Hey, Rich, man, I need my man to inbox me that say he must sell the e-bikes, man. Inbox me, brother. Like real talk, man. I gotta find his name. I gotta scroll back, man. I need him to inbox me, man. Is that Mr. JP 252? Yeah. Hey, Mr. JP252, matter of fact, I need to go and follow, bro. 'Cause I want to see what he's talking about on the e-bike. I want to see what he's talking about. And look, if they like that, we're gonna talk about you every week. Every time I'm at the track, I'm gonna be like, I got my e-bike from Mr. JP
Yeah.
252. You did, and I'm assuming 252 is North Carolina. That's I'm 252. I'm from the 252 and the 919. Yeah, I need to know because I want one of them e-bikes, man, for the track.
No, that would make perfect sense. I mean, number one, to get around the track, but it also coexists with your brand that you're building. The
Yeah,
whole EV brand, like the whole EV brand. Think
yeah,
about the
yeah.
marketing that you can add to that, to your biz.
No.
It all flows together.
Yeah, just my wife was just in here ask
No,
about my
good.
daughter and stuff. Yeah, but that would definitely add to the brand though, man. I'm all about that EV life, man. That Tesla, y'all know who's the number one dude out here, man, pushing Tesla, man. I'm just gonna say culture wise. I don't know what. There's plenty of other folk doing other stuff. I'm talking about in the culture. You know what I'm saying? Your main man, your vapors. I've been pushing the EV. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I see my man S550 NC is in here.
Hey, I'm just noticing. I'm like that. He vapors at the track almost every weekend, every other weekend.
Yeah,
It's right in your backyard.
yeah,
You got WCW right in your backyard.
yeah, yeah.
Man, it gotta be fun. It
It,
gotta be.
it is, man. And when I tell you, man, when I put that helmet on, man, and I and get and right now, because I'm working with the C8 a lot more than I've been working with the Tesla. When I get in that doggone C8, man, I learn something every time about the car. And again, it's bone stock, but I learn something every time about that car on the track. Because every situation is different, man. The track prep is different. The temperature is different. I'm working on a more consistent burnout because if anybody knows anything about the C8, it doesn't have the sit still burnout capability. You know what I'm saying? There are some attachments that you can get. There's a company here that sells a line lock kit that you'll be able to do a sitting burnout. You know what I'm saying? But I've been doing okay with the C8 burnout that I've been practicing, man. And it's kind of a rolling burnout.
I seen it. I seen it
Yeah,
on your channel when you
yeah,
posted. I was
yeah.
like, oh man, he getting this thing down pat now.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it, man. And what I love about it, bro, being on the track, being on the track and sitting on Instagram talking about people that's on the track is two different things, man. You really just gotta laugh, man, when you see comments from people that don't have a car that's not on the track. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like those comments really aren't even said. Cause it's like, what are you talking about? You don't even have a car.
Yeah.
You're not on the track. Do you know what it takes to even, for one, maintain a car, a sports car? Do you know what it takes to even maintain that? You know what I mean?
What does it take?
It takes money for one. It takes money for one. And it's like if people really understood everything it takes to maintain a car like that, or multiple cars, if you have multiple cars, you know what I'm saying? I'm racing the Tesla and I'm racing the C8, 2021 Tesla, 2022 C8. If you knew what it takes just to keep them in the garage, people would have a little more respect for the program. You know what I'm saying? Like people, I think a lot of people just sit at home and maybe they just trying to make a funny comment. Maybe that's their thing. They want to be the funniest commenter of the week. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, if you got an opportunity to speak with, and I'm just not just talking about me. If you got an opportunity to speak with and talk to people that's into racing, and that's something you want to do, instead of cracking jokes, tap in. Tap in. If you go to the track and you trying to get into racing or you trying to come up in life that ain't got nothing to do with racing, if them folk got all these multiple cars and they program is large like that, they know they got some money coming in somewhere. So why not tap in? But what a lot of people do, they hate what they really love.
Big time.
They hate what they really want to be you. So instead, or you may look like their daddy that walked out on them. You know what I'm saying? You might represent everything that they've always wanted, but they don't know how to get it. So instead of them tapping you on the shoulder and tapping in, they try to take from you with negative comments, as if a person with substance really gives a hoot about social media comments. A grown man like you, a grown man like me, and others, do people really think they can bring us down with comments on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok? Man, I loaded a video from the Rick Ross, after the Rick Ross car show, right? It was a joke video, a funny video of me complaining about my shoes getting dirty at the car show.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody that was there made the same comment. Look at my shoes. My shoes are dirty. It's not a big deal. It's just dirty shoes. So I made the video because it was really for people that went to the event to kind of get a kick out of, right? So I loaded it on Facebook because I get paid on Facebook. And the video went up to like 227,000 views, right? Now, thousands of comments. It's people on there talking about, if you can't afford the shoes, you shouldn't have went to the car show. If you couldn't afford the ticket, you're on here crying about your shoes being dirty, you shouldn't have went. And I'm sitting there like, do y'all don't understand that this is social media, man? This is a funny little real video, man. You really think I'm on here crying about some shoes, trying to take them back to Foot Locker? For one, I didn't even buy the shoes from Foot Locker.
That's what they assumed.
I mean, in the video, it was a joke video. I came up and in the video I said, no Foot Locker, I never wore these shoes. Like I'm lying, trying to take them back to Foot Locker to get my money back. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, these people are really like, I don't know, just kind of lost, into social media these days. But like, it's literally their everything. Like, they were so passionate trying to hurt me in the comments. You're stupid for trying to take those shoes back. And I'm like, thank you for commenting. I got paid a few more dollars for the algorithm. Thank you. Thank you for being mean. Thank you for saying those nasty things. Thank you. Thank you so much. I tip my cap to you, sir.
Yeah. You gotta love some people are definitely trolls and they just do that to everybody because that's what they do. But some people are genuinely like pouring their heart out in comments, like really trying to reply, thinking that you saying it and you're feeling a particular way. And that's the toughest thing about social media, when people might put something out there. You don't know the perspective that it's coming from. Yeah. So your comment and your reaction might be something completely left field, like yours. Man, I'm just having fun with this. Like, I ain't really complaining. This was a joke. But somebody looking at it like, oh, this guy's really complaining, or maybe he shouldn't have wore those shoes. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, because it was like, and I did spend some time responding to some people on the comments, right? So this one person was like, you crying about those shoes, you shouldn't have spent $250 to get into the Rick Ross car show. I said, excuse me, sir, I spent $750 to get into the car show, so I can buy if I want to. I'm like, who told you I paid $250? See, that's people assuming, because that was the spectator ticket amount. But I'm like, but what if I did pay $250? And what if I was crying? Why can't you support me? Why do we always got to try to get people? What if I was on there and I'm like, dang, man, I made a mistake. I ruined these shoes. I need them back clean. Why you gotta go negative on me if that was really the case? But that's what a lot of times we do, man. And that's why a lot of people treat people less than or people that they think they don't need, they talk down to them. That's why when they see a homeless person, they laugh at them. They get the phone out and they see a homeless person fall down and they load the video watching the homeless man stumble and fall down in the street. And I bet it get 500,000 views. But if I break my camera out and go over and pray for the brother and buy the brother some food, get 50 views. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Or they say, well, why you put them on camera? It's like you can't even, if you show a good deed, they got something bad to say.
Bro, let me tell you who, I told my wife this. I said, baby, I'm made for this. I'm built for this. Like, what you mean? Growing up poor, they talked about us, right? They picked on us, they laughed at us. You know what I'm saying? So my skin became so thick, you know what I'm saying? Because my mom, my family, we knew we was more than what our clothes was, you know what I'm saying? And she told us things would get better one day and it don't matter what you got on. So as things did get better over the years and rising out of poverty, when I was able to buy my own clothes, shoes, and car and stuff like that, none of that stuff mattered because the people that had that stuff was unhappy because they was attacking us for not having those things. You know what I mean? So having the mindset of showing a good deed is meant to inspire other people. We're not showing a good deed to gain some kind of notoriety. How often are we inspired to go buy a car because our favorite person posted the car? All the time.
All the time.
I got on this right here because Run DMC made Adidas suits, you know, fresh back in the day. You know what I mean? And I've seen more recent last couple of years celebrities wearing Adidas suits, Samuel Jackson and some of these other celebrities. You know what I mean? Before I started wearing them, they influenced us to buy products. But like you said, as soon as I post a video buying a homeless person a meal and praying for him, man, you ain't gotta show that. But y'all don't have no problem when your favorite rapper's in a strip club throwing $20,000 up in the air on somebody's daughter. Why y'all ain't on their page condemning them for throwing money? Y'all on there talking about inspiration, bro. Yo, big bro, you my inspiration, dog. You my inspiration, big bro. And he ain't gonna see your comment. He ain't gonna respond to you. But somebody like me that you can talk to and touch, you mad because I posted a video helping a homeless family out. We got to change our mentality, and maybe this conversation will help change because everything I'm talking about right now, I haven't always been focused doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? There was a time when I was not focused, and somebody had to say, "Hey, come here, dummy. Straighten up, fly right. This is the way you should look at things this way, bro. You should appreciate this. You should appreciate that." And I corrected my behavior, and now I'm better. And there are things I probably need to work on right now. And if you're sitting out there and it's something that you can help me fix, help me.
Hey, one thing I want to point out, S550 NC said this, man. Yo, you one of the most approachable people that I know. Like most people that's in your position, that's in your shoes, you know, they probably would ride the high horse. Hey, look, I've been in a high horse position myself, so I'm not excluded from this. But yo, you make yourself one of the most approachable people, like in person ever. So that definitely shout out to you, man, on that. You know, you super humble. Yeah, you got a lot of nice things, but you know, you really don't charge them. You don't hold them above people's head like, hey, you ain't got this, I got this. Man, big salute on that. I think that's, you know, because of your upbringing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also more so the core of you, because I mean, it's been a lot of people that's been poor, and when they get the bag, or they turning up and they gone. You know, you can't touch them.
Nah.
Can't talk to them anything. So definitely salute to you on that, bro.
Character, bro.
Yeah, you can't. That character is probably has never changed from, you know, when you ain't have it to now when you have it.
You can create an avatar, but you can't create character. You can create a character, but you can't create character. I'm gonna say it again. You can
Deep.
create an avatar. You can create a character on social media, but you can't create character. That's why I always excel in person. That's why I always want to meet people in person because you can't hide your eyes. You can't hide your eyes. You can't hide your eyes in person. You can create a character on Instagram. You can create an avatar on Instagram. You can't create character. So in person, you can't hide your eyes real. When I meet a brother in person, I extend that hand and I look you in the eyes, I know right then. I know right then. You can't hide it. You can't go in the gym and lift eye weights.
I wait.
You can't lift eye weights to get stronger and to make your eyes look stronger than what they really are. Your eyes are the window to your soul, man.
That's what they say.
And when I meet a person, I'm all 50 feet away. I already seen your body language. I already seen how you're treating people around you. I already see how you're treating me, your aura, your spirit. I excel in person, man. That's why I used to always tell my friends, get me in the room. If you get me in the room, I don't need you to pick my hand up, put a pencil in it, you know, move my mouth, put words in my mouth. Get me in the room. Make the introduction. Make the connection. I'll go from there. Get me in the room, in person. Now most people, not most, a lot of people these days are the opposite because they create a profile on Instagram and Facebook and they do nice filters and they take off the little black bumps on my face. They straighten their teeth on the profile. They remove their glasses. They look perfect on their profile. And they have an opportunity to copy and paste quotes from great poets and orators of the years and ages. And everything they say is perfectly scripted because it came from someone else. But in person, you can't go to Google and type in quote of the day, profound quote of the week. You can't do that in person. In person, it's on, baby. What's going on, dog? Hey, it's a pleasure to meet you, man. Where you from, man? You ain't got time to think what you said last week where you was from. What you claiming? You ain't got time to think about that. Cause I'm looking you right in your eyes, man. I'm talking to you, dog. What's going on, baby? It's good to see you. Finally meet you in person, man. I've been talking to you on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube for a year now. Good to meet you in person, dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where all the cars? Where all the cars at? Where all the jewelry? Where all the swag? You know what I'm saying? Because you created a character. People, we don't have to do that. Let's stop doing that. Let's stop creating these characters. I'm the same dude on here, on the YouTube channel, on Instagram videos. Y'all see me doing slow motion videos, you know, me being Mr. Cool and all that. I'm the same person in person. I give you $100 if I'm not the same person. If you can prove that I'm not the same person in person, I'll put $100 in your hand. If you meet me in person and I'm not the same person,
Facts.
Look, I know Future got a new song out called That I'm That Somebody. I'm gonna say I'm that dude. That's the way I carry myself. Yeah. That's the way I carry myself in person because I know I'm a great husband. I know I'm a great father. You know what I'm saying? I have confidence when I walk out the door that I'm gonna help somebody today. That's why I said, man, you can't tell me nothing. When I leave the house, boy, I said, I'm supposed to be here. I'm on a mission from God. So if I stop at the Walmart and I go to aisle number 4, I'm supposed to be in aisle number 4. So when you see me, like, who this dude, man, in aisle number 4, man, think he, I don't know, think he a celebrity. It's me. because I know that I'm supposed to be here, man. I'm supposed to talk to you. I'm supposed to influence you. I'm supposed to learn something from you. I'm supposed to compliment you. Hey, man, nice shoes, bro. Bro, I like that tie, man. Nice bow tie, man. Bro. That suit combo, you killed it, dog. You killed
Yeah.
it with you, ain't, bro. You ain't had to come in here looking like that, bro. You killed it, man. You ain't had to do that now. You killing it. But why we so sometimes don't want to give a brother a compliment, man?
Man, look, I'll say probably about almost 10 years ago, I made it a habit, and it must. I think it was something that I was listening to. I said make it a habit of at least giving one genuine compliment a day
One
when you
genuine
step out,
compliment a day,
when you step out the house, because you never know how that could change somebody's day.
bro. You preaching. One compliment. You could have. I'm gonna say you, the person could have pulled up at the track with 8 cars on a 18 wheeler. Ooh, that boy bad. Look at him. And the whole ride to the track, him and his wife been arguing, and his head down. But he hop out the truck with 8 chains on. They might as well be anchors on a ship because they weighing his head down. But you looking at him like, dang man, he got 8 cars on a freaking 18 wheeler. He the man, and he's unhappy. But yet
Mm-hmm.
you walk up to him and say, bro, man, good to see you today, man. Bro, I like your setup, man. Man, I'm proud of you, dog. That man ain't heard nobody tell him that they ain't heard a man tell him that they proud of him since he was a little boy, and maybe never heard it. That man, that multimillionaire, maybe ain't never had nobody just walk up and say I'm proud of you, and then keep going and didn't need nothing.
Then that right there, they didn't want anything in return.
And didn't want nothing. I know plenty of at this point in my life. I know plenty of millionaires, and I bet some of them probably was waiting for me to ask for something.
Mm-hmm.
If if any of my friends know I need something, I don't have to ask. Pasha, if any of my friends know I need something, I don't have to ask. Whether you a millionaire, 100,000, 50, 20, 10. If a friend, keyword, if a friend of mine know that I need something, why would I have to ask if they know?
That's facts.
They gonna call me and say, Vapors, I heard you need another car. All your cars down. Look, all your electric cars down. You ain't got no power to your house. I got you, dog. I'm on the way. They not gonna wait for me to call. Well, if Vapors need some help, he'll call me. No, you got wind that I need help. You call me. That's what I do. Because men, all of us men, this is one thing all of us men have. We got pride. All of us men, we got pride. So you might need something, and the last thing you're gonna do is ask. The last thing you'll do is ask. Pride, ain't nothing wrong with pride, man. There's nothing wrong with that sort of pride that you reserve asking as a last resort. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You say, man, I'm gonna do this, and that before I ask. Now, mind you, you may have friends and family in place that can resolve the issue immediately, but you're gonna do this, and that. I'm gonna give freaking not platinum. What do you call it? Plasma. I would go and give plasma if I had to before I call and ask somebody for $100. I'm gonna go get plasma. I'm gonna go sell them shoes. I'm gonna sell these Ray-Bans. I don't know if there's a market for used Adidas suits.
It's a market.
I'm you see where I'm going, right? I'm gonna sell the C8. Ain't nothing nailed down around here. We got stuff that's paid for around here, so that's guaranteed cash. So yeah, pride a lot of times will prevent you from asking, but it's nothing wrong if you recognize a need that one of your family or friends have, and you just feel the need. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that's what we here for. That's one of my goals, man, when I'm gonna say when we, you know how we talk. When we become multimillionaires, we're gonna be like Disney. We're gonna make dreams come true.
Bro, listen.
And we talking about with people that don't need it. They don't need like this. Your friend XYZ works,
Hmm.
has a job, got money coming in, don't need nothing. But man, wouldn't it be great to drop a car off over there? Wouldn't it be great to send them 1,000?
Bro,
Wouldn't
already started.
that feel good?
Listen, and I challenge you. We can talk about it on the bat line, and I kind of only sprinkle a little bit to you before, but I already started. Already started. When I get a little like, as I'm continuing to level up, I'm starting to give back more. Give back more to not just random people,
Yeah,
but people who really been there. They're stuck by my side. Not necessarily gave me anything or that I owed them anything, but look, you've been good to me. I appreciate you. Here, take this. What's nah? This me?
yeah,
And look, I did it 3 times this year so far.
yeah,
Three
yeah,
times this year, and I'm
yeah,
like, dang, I had this on my list. I had this on my list for the past 7 years to start doing something like this. I ain't even where I wanted to be yet, but I'm in an okay enough position to sprinkle it just a little bit. I'm like, okay, I'm getting there. I want to do it more.
yeah,
So when they do it more, look, I gotta get to work more because I want to look out for people who really been there.
yeah. And you know what's crazy, bro? That kind of feeling is addictive, right? And what's amazing, the blessing is the only way for you to feel that feeling is to do it again.
Hmm.
It don't sit and permeate forever. That warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you help somebody or you put a smile on somebody's face that didn't need something. It's just a surprise. It's some
Yep.
extra. You have to do it again. Like somebody paid for my Starbucks, shoot, maybe 2 months ago. Man, it felt good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, what? I said, who? Man, the car was gone. They were gone. They had to pull off. I said, oh man, they gone. I was like, man, I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to be like, hey, thank you. But
Yeah.
it felt good, man. So I mean, I returned the favor. You know what I'm saying? Now I did check. I said, how much they spent?
They hit you with a $200 bill in Starbucks. They paying for the whole office.
Man, before I handed the lady my card, I said, how much is the people behind me stuff? And it was one person back there. They ordered like one drink. I said, okay, go ahead and buy they drunk for them right quick.
Yeah.
You know, and I said, give me a chance to pull off before like get out the parking lot like gone. So I by the time that person pulled up, she probably told him after, she gave him the cup. You know what I'm saying? But it just felt good to do it, man. Oh, hold on, we got to bring in Rich Everything, man. Hold on. Look, now it's time for me to sip on his water because Rich Everything, when he come through, he got something to say, man. He don't just drop in to listen. He coming in to drop some gems, man. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna drink my water. I'm drinking my water. I'm not gonna say a word.
You what? Don't do that, man. Hey. Let me tell you. See, this is why I don't be getting on with E-Vape like that. Cause E-Vape, he would change the subject up like somebody special just jump on here. E-Vape, I ain't no different than everybody else. I keep telling you that. Hey, come on, man. Don't
Okay,
do
okay,
that.
all right,
Don't
Huh?
do that, man. Like
all right.
on for real, for real, for real. Hey, but now I was sitting there and I was listening, man. Y'all hitting some real life topics. You know what I'm saying? I know I've been away from the game for a while, man. I salute to y'all because when I was going through my I wouldn't even call it a downfall, but when I was going through my thing of losing my dad, you know what I'm saying, my sisters and whatnot, y'all was like the first people to reach out to me doing the interview and all that. And I think that, me just getting that out it was like a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? If you can't let fresh air in, then how can you exhale? So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, salute to y'all first of all. I was listening to the conversations and I jumped off for a quick little second, made a phone call or whatnot, jumped back on. And then you was on to the part about paying for the person's meal. You never know how you bless people on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that you said that, because the brother I was just on the phone with, and I say it, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I was just on the phone with DM, and I just told Dunkmaster, I said, yo, look, you know, me being 42 years old, man, and stepping away from the game, it's the reason why I stepped away from the game. It ain't had nothing to do with the car world. I had priorities to take care of. I had family to take care of. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you go ahead and get your he say, she say. I think we talked about that when during Father's Day weekend, when you jumped on or whatnot. And you know, you're gonna have the gestures out there that people, and what I say gestures, you know what I'm saying? Crown yourself as a king, man, regardless. The reason why I say gestures is because if you crown yourself as a king, you can call them jokers or whatever you want to call them, but it's up to you whether or not you want them to entertain you or whether you're gonna keep eating. I choose to keep eating. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I say keep eating, I don't talk. I'm not talking physically. I'm talking, you know what I'm saying, mentally, because people can tell you stuff, and the people around you who telling you this positive stuff, that's food for thought. So that's how deep my mind go. Me being away from the game, man, I tell people that I'm not the same person. And my thing is, I can't even have a conversation with a lot of people that I used to have a conversation with, because they wouldn't understand how deep my mind even goes.
I know that to a T, brother.
You,
I know that.
you know, and I'm not at that point. I ain't at that point where we talked about. But some of the things that we talked about off camera, where you guys taught me and told me, hey, look, this is how you elevate. It ain't all gonna come to you in one day. But
Nah.
if you use that strategy and you find your own routine, you will eventually get there. You know, and you know, it's like Vape said, it ain't about going out there and buying the Gucci or whatever the case may be, man. Look here. I got to a certain point, man. I'm wearing white t-shirts out of roses, bro. White t-shirts out of roses. You know what I'm saying? 4 in a pack, $5.99.
Yeah.
If the world want to know it, it is what it is. Now you call me what you want to call me. You know what I'm saying? I be two things. If y'all want to call me broke, then it is what it is. But me, myself, I'm calling myself smart, because at the same time that you spending, you know what I'm saying, $500-600 on a Gucci shirt or whatever the case may be, you take them zeros off. So that means that's what I already done saved.
Yeah.
I ain't out here to impress nobody, man. I got kids to raise. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? God bless. You know, I told y'all this a long time ago, you know what I'm saying, when I was going through, you know what I'm saying? I don't ask for material things when I pray. You know, I just ask for strength and guidance, you know. My 23-year-old out on his own, got his own apartment. Don't When he called, and it's okay if he called and asked for something, but you know, I say this much. Since he left and moved out on his own, I'm blessed, because he hasn't called and asked for anything but advice. And the crazy part about that is sometimes I'm texting him and he'll give advice. That's what makes me know that I've done my job. Not just that. I got a 14 going on 15-year-old, got a 19-year-old, my only girl, in college. I ain't kicked out $1 yet. You want me to tell you why? Because it's like I said in that interview that I told y'all, the mind, an open mind is one of the most powerful things that God gave a man or a woman. Whatever you let in, man, you know what I'm saying? But it's got to be positive. Whatever you let in, believe me, it'll take you a long way. It'll take you a long way. Because, see, this is the thing. It starts. Everything in life is a seed, bro. It starts as a seed. They don't understand it. It starts as a seed. Kids aren't bad. Parents are. You know
No.
what I'm saying? If you don't shine that light on your kids, if you don't water your kids and put that energy into your kids in a positive way, then what you looking to have? You can't get nothing fresh from that. I've never seen tomatoes, apples, oranges, and all this stuff grow without any of those two ingredients. And you know, I'm kind of giving a scenario, but at the same time, it's like I say, just the one word, positive. Being positive, man. Not just that, not just being positive, but you know, I say this to say that. We brag about the cars that we can buy. We brag about, and I ain't throwing no shade in that. We brag about all this stuff, right? When we was younger. I never heard any of my friends nor myself when we was younger brag about going to church. And it's crazy. And I thought about it. I was like, wow. But we got a full-time God.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? We got a full-time God. So how can we be part-time? We
Can't.
we wait until we get caught up in stuff, right?
Yeah.
When we get caught up into stuff, then we want to call on, you know what I'm saying, a greater power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing. I've learned that you can't wait until you get caught up on stuff to call on a greater power to bail you out or whatever the case may be. Because every day I wake up, you know what I'm saying? Whether every day I wake up and at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Call me what you want to call me, but I say my Our Father's prayer, man. I
Yeah.
go, you know what I'm saying? I get my little scripture, whatever the case may be. I make sure I read that, and I just instill myself with positive energy and just keep pushing forward. Now, this is the thing. A lot of people will criticize you for what it is that you do. I'm in here, I'm sipping wine. They say, oh, well, you know, you supposed to be a righteous person, this and that and the other thing. Well, this is my lifestyle. This is me. And when I go, I go. I'm leaving here by myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I say that even though it's somebody else passing someplace around the world the same time that I'm passing, but ain't no that person who passing, they ain't got the answer when they get there.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Murph, man. Rest in
Yeah.
peace, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Southern Chevy TV. You know, E-Vapes, Car Talk TV. I know with y'all being influencers, you know what I'm saying? Out there on the YouTube platform, I know y'all probably had a chance to say, well, oh, you know, who's Southern Chevy? Or whatever the case may be. And he was a brother I wish that y'all would have gotten to known or interview because you know, this dude called me every day and it wasn't about the money, no nothing. Like uh, you know, plenty of cars, man. Plenty of cars. I mean, from 96 Impala SS's. We're doing a 87 Monte Carlo SS right now, Rowdy Ronda. I refuse to let that car not get finished because we right there at the line. He lost his life on Father's Day, man.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But that car gonna get finished.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've never met him in person. We talk on FaceTime, talk on YouTube, talk on, you know what I'm saying? We just talk. Let's put it like that. And this guy, no lie, like, you know what I'm saying, on my daddy and on my sister, has blessed me with an 87 Monte Carlo. Not the one we working on now, just one he had in his garage. Blessed me with an 87 Monte Carlo. Nobody other side than my daddy has given me a car just off the strength of saying, hey, that right there is my boy. You know what I'm saying? And all I did was a little CNC work for plexiglass, you know what I'm saying? Me, him, Sprayway. If you don't know who Sprayway is, man, get with him like ASAP.
Oh yeah. I know.
Sprayway, let me tell you something. And nothing to all y'all car builders out there or all y'all custom guys, but I'm gonna let y'all know right now. If y'all ain't on Sprayway Custom channel, man, y'all need to go subscribe to Sprayway Custom channel. One of the nastiest custom interior builders out here. And I tell y'all that right now. You feel what I'm saying? If y'all don't respect what I'm saying, I see a lot of y'all go get the Oshers, the Gucci, or whatever, you know, but when it comes to making something from scratch, bro, this dude don't go out and buy nothing expensive. But when he get done, the job is immaculate.
He bad, boy. He
The
bad.
job is immaculate, bro.
Well,
Sprayway Customs. Sprayway Customs, man. You know what I'm saying? If he wasn't right now, you know what I'm saying, he out of town. I was supposed to make the funeral, but I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, I've been through so much. I talked to, you know, I talked to my sis. I talked to Devon's brother. You know, I'm yet to talk to his mama because I know how that is on a mom to lose a child. So,
yeah.
you know, they down there, they together doing their thing or whatever the case may be, man. I wanted to go, but my mindset and everything with me getting over what I'm just getting over and I'm just being positive about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't the environment for me at the time because, mentally, I'm trying to keep myself strong. Your mental, if you can't get your mental right, your physical gonna fall right behind it.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? It's gonna fall right behind it. So you get people, like I said, I'm 42 years old, man. 42 years old. Now, this is the thing. I look at y'all brothers right now, and I salute. I don't even know y'all age, but one thing I can say, man, look, I still got that gray right there, just like you, Eve. That's wisdom.
Yeah.
That's wisdom. Cause look, hey, I ain't got no gray up here. I get a lot of people say, man, look here, boy, this and this and this. I'm gonna tell you how it is. I got a daughter. She blessed. You know how people say they got a green thumb?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't go to the beauticians and everybody else. My daughter went to school for cosmetology, so you know what I'm saying, I prefer her when it's time for me to get my dreads twisted up and everything else. I prefer her to be my, you know what I'm saying, cosmetologist or beautician or whatever the case may be. Obviously, she got a good hand because all this right here comes from stress. Last time y'all talked to me, man, go back and look at the video on YouTube. And it was already long, but you get a lot of people, man, now. For y'all ones that's out there trying to get, I can tell y'all what, y'all can come do all this right here, catch me at a car show or whatever. This right here ain't no gluing, no nothing. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This right here the
Yeah. Yeah.
real deal. So when you stressed out and everything else, it's like I tell you, man, you got to turn all that into positive energy, bro. You got to turn it into positive energy. See, you see people that get stressed out and then they go ball and everything else. You want me to tell you why? Because they ain't got nothing to put in that void.
Mm.
They don't have a thing to put in that void. See, I learned that. You know what I'm saying? Certain ships you just ain't supposed to be on, man. Certain ships you ain't supposed to be on. Jonah had a job in the Bible, bruh. Jonah
Yeah.
run from his job.
Yeah.
And what a good Lord, the good Lord ain't say nothing to him.
You got to
Jonah
get off.
went to sleep at the bottom of the boat. They pulled straws. And who was it?
You
Jonah.
got.
Good Lord knew what Jonah said him. Jonah said, if y'all want me off, y'all got to throw me off. He
Yeah.
couldn't jump. You want me to tell you why he couldn't jump? He couldn't jump because if he had jumped and he had drowned, that would have been suicide. In the
Yeah.
Bible, they don't believe in suicide. So therefore, he had to be thrown off that ship. But that
They,
whale was there to catch him.
yeah.
And he sit in the belly of that whale for days. Well, guess what? When they spit Jonah out, when that whale spit Jonah out on land, I can tell you what Jonah did.
His job.
Jonah went running, cuz.
Went and did his job. I mean,
He went, he ain't walk, he run.
how many times have we had quote unquote signs and we didn't run and do our job? And I think if a lot of us just kind of sit back and pay attention, there's a lot of things that happen. It's a reason that relationships break up sometimes. Friend, male, female, male, male, what I'm saying, business or whatever. It's because you was not gonna leave on your own to grow.
Yeah,
So something negative had to happen for you guys to separate and watch how you're gonna grow because of that negative situation.
yeah.
So we're
You,
loyal, right? We're loyal people. We don't just leave people. So a lot of times something has to happen in order for us to leave, for us to grow. Yep.
yeah. Well, see, my thing was, like I say, priority. You know what I'm saying? I had family out there on the road, but I had family at home too. My dad was the only one working. My mom, sometimes, as a truck driver, you got to stay out there sometimes.
Yeah.
So, my sister being bedridden or whatever the case may be, I had a choice to make. And I made that choice for me. I lost some things in it. Yeah. But I gained a whole lot more. Because everything ain't necessarily about money or everything ain't necessarily about fame. You feel me? I mean, rest her soul right now, man, BBA. You know what I'm saying? To my clothing line, Blessed by Angels. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put y'all on game with that since the last time I talked it into existence from the last time I talked to y'all. And I was like, man, look at here. I said, bro, I got to do something. So, the clothing line, BBA, Blessed by Angels, man, I got to make sure I put y'all on game with that. That'll be a whole nother conversation, whole nother interview so it can get out there. You know what I'm saying? So, on top of, the Relentless Motorsports, of course, because I ain't let up on that yet.
See?
Relentless got oil pressure right now. Relentless right now at a point to where I got comfortable to a point to where I could start taking stuff apart, and now I can beautify stuff. I can go back and put the heat wrap on my exhaust. I could go in and I did the dash swap on my own when others were supposed to supposedly help me with a lot of that stuff, not calling no names, no nothing on that. You know what I'm saying? Just because of agreements that I have made, trading out work or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
On interior jobs or whatever the case. I don't look back on that or shun them people for that for nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I was close enough to it to where if I see it one time, I got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one thing about me, I ain't scared to try it, so I did it. So mad shout out on that, man. But I just had to jump on, man, because I see y'all with the positive vibes and how y'all was talking about, you know what I'm saying, how Vates was saying, you know, pay for one, boom, pull off. And I've been in that same situation to where it wasn't because somebody else did it, but it felt good. Because this is the thing, and it was simple. My kids wanted ice cream, man. We was out on a little family outing, you know what I'm saying, school shopping and stuff. The people in front of me was like, okay, whatever they got, whatever they ordered, boom, it was paid for. So I get to the window and she was like, I'm handing them a car. She said it's paid for. I said, huh? So I'm sitting there like, okay. Now, I didn't receive the blessing, but at the same time, it's not about just receiving the blessing. It's about keeping the blessing going. Remember that game when we was back in elementary school and you had to tell somebody something and it had to get to the end?
Yeah.
It could never get to the end.
No.
Never get to the end. You want me to tell you the why? It could never get to the end because you always had that one person that either was not listening, my bad. They was either not they was hearing but not listening. Because there's a difference between the two. You can either hear me or you can listen to me. If you listening to me, then I know I got your undivided attention. If you hear me, it's going in one ear and coming out the other.
Yeah.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
Food for thought, man. I'm at a point nowadays, man, to where I ain't the same person, man. Yeah, sometimes I feel a little bitter, and even though I do feel a little bitter because of the losses that I have taken in life, hey, God don't make no mistakes, but that don't mean that I got to go out there and be bitter to somebody else because that ain't their problem. They didn't cause that. You feel what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying? That was a trial and tribulation that I had to go through. That's my testimony. I always told, and I tell my wife and my kids this all the time, man. I said, it's me today. It's somebody else tomorrow. And when I say that, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying that because if you know that somebody else, give them a shoulder to lean on. Give them some words to lean on. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always you got to be the tough guy or whatever. Man, look, I'm too grown to even be a gangster, bro. I'm too grown to play gangster. I'm too grown to be out here, you know what I'm saying, throwing fists. Now I ain't letting nobody disrespect me or nothing like that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
stay in your lane or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like that. But on a grown man topic or just grown up topic altogether, it's always each one teach one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Each one teach one. So with y'all as a being my brother, I might hit E-Vape in the DM, and they ain't got to be nobody business. I might say E-Vape, hey yo, look, check this out. Boy, I got Relentless right, but in order for me to have Relentless super right, boy, I need them injectors, and they cost this much right here. Me and Vapes might work something out. He might say, well, hey, well, we can do this right here. Ain't nobody business. I'm saying that because sometimes you don't never say you don't need nobody else. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you do need somebody else. And if you don't need nobody else, it's crazy. It's three of us on here right now. Right? Now, my thing is, I ain't counting nobody pockets on here, but one thing I do know, if anything ever happened to where one of y'all need help or whatever the case may be, if I can't figure it out, it's my job to call Rail or my job to call E and say, well, yo, let's get it together. What we got to do? Cause we gotta get bro back up.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just common sense. We got to get bro back up. Like we can't let him go down like that. We lost pioneers, bro. We lost pioneers. I mean, if it ain't touched the car world this week, right? If the car world can say that they can go on, if the car world can truly go on and not slow down and think about what happened, you know what I'm saying, with the loss of just Murph alone, let alone a lot of the other people that we have had, you know what I'm saying, near-death situations in car accidents and everything else, and they bounce back. I don't even know what to tell them, man. Like, to be honest with you, like, I'm gonna keep it real. If the car world don't let that hit them in a positive way, and they can't take that and be positive with it, I don't want no parts of the car world.
I'm with you. I'm with that
I
one.
don't want no parts of the car world, man. I delete everything that got to do with the car world. You know what I'm saying? With that said, because I've been on the phone, and I keep it short and sweet. I've been on the phone from day one with Candy on Chrome. Candy on Chrome, and I remember Candy on Chrome. I didn't know who he was when I first met him. He walked up to me, and he saluted me on everything that I like the video. Man, you work this, you work that, and I like my second time meeting him. We was in Palm Beach, and I was like, "Yo, I always see you at the car show, my man, but like, what's your name?" And he tell me, "Man, Lance." I said, "Oh, okay." So I'm sitting there, and my homeboy Vito walk up to me one day. Vito no shake, and he go, "Oh, I see y'all two done met each other." I'm looking like, okay, well, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And he like, Candy. Shoot, boy, my boy Rich nasty with that camera. And I'm looking like, Candy? You mean Candy on Chrome? And
Yeah.
no homo or nothing. But I'm like, yo, my man was so humble. My man ain't put himself out there, but like that. And at the same time, it was a each one teach one situation because he knew who I was. But if you've met me in person or even on these lives or whatnot, I am who I am right now. Like if you don't like the truth, stay from around me.
Yeah.
Because if it's coming up, it's coming out. Let me stay in my corner, you stay in yours.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? That's just me. If you see me in person, I don't have no nasty attitude, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's on God. But at this point in my life, like I don't carry no fear with me either.
Yeah.
I broke that long time ago. I thought I broke it when I went skydiving with my brother for his birthday. You know what I'm saying? And God bless him, because if it wasn't for him, I would have never been able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I give salute to him, CC. You know what I'm saying? We took our trip to Hawaii, we skydived, and you know that little saying they always say. You know what I'm saying? If your friends jump off a bridge, you gonna jump. Sometimes think I'm gonna tell you this now. This is the true fact. Sometimes just to show your friends that you really, that loyal and you really a real one, you got to jump.
Yeah.
You got to jump. But this is the thing. After you jump is what hits home. After you jump is what hit home. I jump with you.
Mm-hmm.
When it's my time,
You gonna
jump
jump?
with me.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why I say each one teach one, man. Your boy Rich Everything, man. Look at here. If y'all want the real talk, man, I give y'all real talk. That's why it's called raw, man. Real always win. You
already,
feel what I'm saying?
bro.
So
Soon as I seen you was available, man, I said, oh, I said, hey, Kasho, Rich Everything's about to tap in, man. Look, let me go on, pull up my water right quick because, man, we haven't had a conversation that wasn't positive. We haven't had a conversation that didn't push the culture forward. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I always appreciate you, man, when you come through, man, because you don't be on live a whole lot.
I really back away from social media altogether a whole lot unless I'm posting something with my car, and sometimes I'll post family. But then, at the same time, if I do, you know what I'm saying, it ain't nothing for me to put nobody in my business, because I realize that I say this, people really don't care if it's positive. But if you post some drama, man, you get 100, 200, 300, you know what I'm saying, 1,000 views or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
I mean, it is what it
arguing
is.
what was in here arguing about something that happened at
Tony Bands,
somebody
what's good,
like,
man? My bad.
oh, said Tony Bands.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. We see the big
yeah,
dog.
yeah.
Hey,
Nah, nah, band.
Rich bring out the big dogs.
Nah, I don't bring up big dogs. The big dogs, real recognize real mans, and this the thing. Like, I'm yet to. I've been around bands, and me and bands been on the same playground and everything, but we ain't never like stopped and talked to each other because I was always on my job and he was always on here. But one thing I can say about Tony Bands is he 100 because of the simple fact that when people was calling me a cameraman instead of a cinematographer, bands still follow me. You know what I'm saying? When I'm out there and I'm building relentless or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Bands still push light. Bands ain't just look at it and just scroll on. So, when I see the real, I'm gonna scream the real name out.
Salute. Yeah, yeah. I've heard a lot of different things about him, man. I haven't had the opportunity to meet him in person yet, man. But that's just another one of them names that's associated out here in the game, man. And
Yeah.
one could only hope to create a name, like that. You know what I'm saying? And the only way you're gonna do that, man, is by showing up and showing out, man. You're not gonna make
Yeah.
it if you ain't showing up, showing out. I mean, if you make a name on social media by being a hater, that's one thing. But if you really want a name, you got to be at the track. You got to show up. You got to show out. Whether that's doing cinematography, whether that's flying your drone, whether that's racing, whether that's being an MC on the mic, but whether that's being a promoter, you got to show up and show out, and your name gonna rise, man.
Which guy?
That's it.
But
That's it.
my thing is, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I love the track, and I do respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's for anybody who going to the track or whatever, and I agree with that 1,000. Um, but sometimes at a certain point, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself. If I show up now, you know what I'm saying, Lord will, I have Relentless done. You know what I'm saying, up under a tent. People can walk by, look at the wire work, the hood, whatever. They can say whatever they want to say. At the end of the day, I spent my money on it. I put my own grind into it. So it don't make me no never mind. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if I ain't got 4Gs or I ain't got, you know what I'm saying, whatever on my car, don't worry about it. Matter of fact, just because I say that, I might turn around and I might save up, you know what I'm saying, and buy me the cheapest thing on the market, some US mags, and put on there
Hey,
and skate just like that. If they don't like it, it is what it is. It's mine.
bro.
But no, real builders, man, real people in the car game. We respect all cars. We respect all builders.
All
Everybody
cars. Cause I know me, man. Some of y'all know that's out here, man. I've been working on the 83 Monte Carlo, man, for
Yeah,
about I think we have probably maybe 18 months now, something like that. It's looking like we're gonna be finished next month, man. And the car won't be completely finished, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not right now putting money into the interior. So I'm gonna have an opportunity to do the interior myself, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And bro, it's funny you were talking about sprayway. I'm like, you know what? That might, I'm in North Carolina and he in South Carolina too, right?
Nah, Sprayway in Alabama.
Oh,
He in
Alabama.
Yeah, he in Alabama, but he gonna take a vacation. You know what I'm saying? The Lord will real soon because me and him got to link up. And the plan was it was supposed to be me, him, Southern Chevy TV. We was gonna link up and you know what I'm saying, do a little kickback or whatever. You know what I'm saying? God rest my brother's soul.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's like I always say, I know he's still with us or whatnot, man. We gonna continue to work on Rowdy Rhonda. Sprayway got a two-door box Chevy Landau.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I got the four-door, so we gonna put some things together to where You know, I ain't gonna let the cat out the bag, man. It's gonna come though. It's
Yeah.
gonna come. So, you know, it's been a long time coming. Sometimes you realize that, you know, they say, and they said it right. They said it right. I'm glad I listened to the old folks. Respect will take you someplace that money won't. And that's where life has taken me. You know what I'm saying? My respect for not receiving, but giving my respect. You know what I'm saying, to other people, or you know, us giving respect to each other has taken me places that I never thought I've gone, or you know what I'm saying, be at this level. You know what I'm saying? I've worked beside the best. Salute to everybody I've worked beside, I've worked with, and everything else. But you know what I'm saying? You know, you can't drop your head when you can't drop your head for no situation. Let's put it like that right there. That's just raw. Don't drop your head for no situation, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you gonna be somebody that's gonna be positive, man, and still positive into the next person as well.
Hey man, I think that's a good way to end the show, man. It's your main man, E Vapors and Carshall Rail and Rich everything on here. Hey Carshall, man, you got anything you wanna add to as we close out, bro?
Man, look, he said a mouthful. It was the perfect segue into you know, just hearing another person's point of view. You know what I mean? You can always hear me talk, you can always hear E Vapors talk, but you know, hearing somebody else talk and getting their point of view, you know, always adds to the situation when it comes to this positivity. So you're getting all three perspectives. It's three different ones, but it all ties in the same way. So
Yeah.
E, you can relate to Rich. You can't relate to Rich, you can relate to E Vapors. That's how we do it at Cartalktv.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all should be able to relate to me. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. And I ain't saying this right here, no boasting, no bragging, nothing like that, man. I love all my brothers that's on here. I'm still at the bottom, but one thing about them, man, them boys got their hand reached out. So I know at some point in time, I got to go to the top.
Yeah.
You've been around too many greats, bro. If they don't know about you, like, they better do their research, man. You stood along the greats. You helped the greats shine.
Uh,
Yeah,
You
man.
helped the
Make
greats
sure y'all
shine.
follow. Make sure y'all follow Rich too, man. You can tap the little top thing and you can see everybody that's on the screen. If you tap right up there, you can see the three people that's on the screen. Make sure y'all tap up there, follow Rich everything, man, so y'all can tap into what he got going on. When you get to his page, make sure you follow him on YouTube as well, man. You know what I'm saying? And just follow what the brother doing, man. You just never know what you're gonna see. It might be something you need, it might be a word, it might be something he's doing, mechanically. You just never know. And make sure you follow Carshow Rail. You know what I'm saying? This is my brother. He's on the Cartalktv account, man. But follow Carshow Rail as well, man. And on that note, we're gonna slide out of here, man. It's been a great Cartalktv during the weekday, man. Thank you for coming through, Rich. Everything. Car
nah, salute, man.
It's your main Manny Vapors. Salute. We out.
Uh.